Bucs. So when those two teams go head to head, it's like, who do you root for?
Yeah, who does he root for?
It's like, I don't know. That's why I can't do that. It's like,
okay,
that's why I have a hard time with FanDuel. But what I like about FanDuel is like the Colts play the Bengals. I could care less about that game, but all of a sudden Andrew Luck's my quarterback. I kind of care. I'm watching this game all of a sudden.
Exactly.
And that's why I think the NFL likes the fact that FanDuel and DraftKings are a part of the game. Even though they say, oh, this is gambling, we're not sure about it. They're taking their advertising revenue. They're
exactly.
taking, and so I think they're
follow the money.
They're follow the money.
Always follow the money.
And I think it's good for the game. And I really do. I think it is good for the game. It makes it interesting. Like I said, you'd never watch the Colts and Bengals play unless you're a fan,
right?
Or if you've got a little something on the game,
right? Or unless there's only one team where somebody's kneeling and that's one of them.
Yeah,
you're gonna see if they do it.
And now ESPN and CBS, they're not going to broadcast the national anthem anymore.
Really?
Yes, they've scrapped it. They're like not even going to bother anymore. And that's good. They never did before 2007. They never broadcasted the national anthem. You see it occasionally on baseball games, and then at the end of the night when you ended your broadcast scheduling day, they closed with the national anthem. It's the only time you ever saw the national anthem on TV.
Right, and nobody stood for that.
Yeah, or if you won a gold medal, then you see the national anthem. That's about it.
Exactly.
So
who won? It sounds like they won.
No,
they didn't get what they wanted, but
and that's another thing too. The reason they started broadcasting the national anthem in 2007 is because the military branches decided to pay for advertising. So when you see those jets fly by over and you see all those military, the NFL's not giving them money. The military's giving them the money for the recognition. It's like advertising. Exactly.
Yep.
And that's why the NFL made a big deal about the national anthem. He's like, hey, listen, we're getting money from these guys. This is a revenue thing, and now you're kind of tainting that. And that's what the issue is. It isn't about kneeling.
Right.
Yeah.
Or free speech or any of that stuff.
Or free speech, And that's, let's talk about free speech for a second. Let's
do this.
Let's talk about Alex Jones for a second here. I can't stand Alex Jones.
I love Alex Jones.
But I respect the right he has to say. He can say what he wants. It's freedom of speech. But, don't get mad when somebody comes after you, like the whole Sandy Hook thing. That's the why everybody took him off the air.
Right.
Because of it's called Sandy Hook, a false flag, operation.
When I say I love him, I don't like what he has to say.
Right.
I like that he's the craziest person that anybody can listen to for free.
He says whatever and just hope and whatever sticks. That's what it is.
Yeah. And and he puts work into this research or stuff that he does or whatever. He puts effort into trying to find this stuff. Man, what a loon. But it's fun to listen to. I just had a revelation. I think that's what we're doing is whatever it is, it's the crazier, the more we're going to watch it.
It's crazy.
Alex Jones, the presidency. All these things are getting crazy and crazy and crazy, and now we're all glued to it.
Yep. It's the reality thing. It's reality TV. You know what I mean? It's nuts, but
the kneeling and everybody's making a big stink about one way or the other. There's a fight
when it really makes no difference.
Right. Now more people have tuned in to the national anthem than any other part of the game at this point.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I always say. When something like that, when they're talking about the national anthem, I'm like, okay, what's really going on that they're not telling us? What's the story they're not telling? It's something they're hiding something.
Yeah.
But Alex Jones, as much as I couldn't stand the guy, I never watched his show. I never promoted him.
Me neither.
But, the fact that, Google, Facebook, YouTube, everybody took him off the air, that's not cool.
Right. I agree.
That's an infringement on your First Amendment rights and freedom of speech.
That's true. I agree with that.
But if you're slandering somebody, that's a whole different story. But you can still go ahead and slander somebody, and they take care of that in civil court. You can sue somebody, but you don't have to take them off the air.
Right.
So let the courts handle it.
I'm all about free speech. I'm a comedian for crying out loud.
Yeah, of course.
So that's what we do. One of the freest speakers, Bill Burr, is so good at he's just a truth teller. He says everything. But yeah, you got to be able to say whatever it is that you're thinking. You can't start a riot.
Yeah.
Don't start a riot.
Well, like Jerry Seinfeld and Chris Rock said, they don't do college campuses anymore because it's too politically correct.
I hate those. So
you agree with
college
that?
Kids? Yeah.
Okay.
College kids. Everybody's all politically correct, man. Nothing's going to be funny anymore. Why live if nothing's going to be funny anymore?
That's the whole reason why I go to comedy shows, because they're not politically correct.
Exactly.
I want to hear outrageous and say things that'll make me laugh.
I don't want to watch I don't want to watch a politically correct TV show of any sort.
Yeah.
I don't. I just don't. I'm not interested in it. And the point of it, in my opinion, of being politically incorrect about anything when you're doing jokes or whatever or TV comedy stuff, is to illustrate the what they're talking about even more. It's what's the word I'm looking for right now? But it's social something or other, whatever. It's bringing to you something or making you see something that you might not see. Okay, like for example, the Black Lives Matter movement, right?
Yeah.
I didn't really notice much about the Black Lives Matter movement until I started dating outside the race. And then I started noticing how people were treating her differently than they were treating me. And I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And so I started putting something in my act where I would actually bring it down and say, the Black Lives Matter movement, they're not saying that Black Lives Matter only, or that blue lives don't matter, or white lives don't matter, or all lives don't matter. They're not saying that. All they're saying is Black Lives Matter too. Remember the two at the end of it, and it might make more sense to you. All they're saying is they want to be treated the way you would be treated, the way you're treated, right? And you can't fault black people for using bad grammar. And that's where the joke would come in, is use the bad grammar joke. But it brings a point to the people who aren't listening to it when they hear Black Lives Matter. Well, no, all lives matter. Yeah, they do. But Black Lives Matter. And then I tell my white friends, I go, look at it like this. All lives matter, right? Yes. Black lives matter too, right? Yes. Would you like to trade places with that black guy? No. No, you wouldn't. Most of my white friends would not want to trade places with that black guy. Why not? Well, they get pulled over for no reason all the time. Okay, there you go. That's the point they're trying to make, is that they matter too. That's all it is.
Yep.
So what it is it's social commentary. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So it's just political incorrectness, in my opinion, especially when it comes to jokes and stuff like that, is to help illustrate points. Now, to just be mean, is something different. There's a lady who works for me who's a little person. You're not supposed to say midget, right? You're supposed to say little person.
Okay.
And people do say midget to her all the time, and it offends her a lot. But to me, someone who's 6'5" is a little person. So it can be misleading, So I don't think that word necessarily has been put out there I don't think people use that word necessarily to be offensive, And people use the word now and they go, oh, that might be offensive. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, well, you just schooled me because we got micro wrestling coming to the Charlotte County Fair. I was like, oh, okay, midget wrestling. And now I'm like, I better not say midget wrestling.
Yeah, you're not supposed to say that. But unless they are doing what they call midget wrestling, and they are.
But they call it the Micro Wrestling Federation.
There you go. Then. So, and they're actually called LPs, little people, little persons.
Okay.
And so that they take as offensive. But I know a lot of people don't mean that word in an offensive way. Or for that matter, you can't say black. Right? When you're talking about people. And my friends I have black friends. They say I'm white. I say they're black. We don't say African American or Caucasian. And that's and actually I don't trust anybody who says African American.
It's funny. My black friends say that too. I'm not African American. I'm black.
Yeah. I have an African American friend. He's white.
Yeah.
he's from Africa, and he's but yeah, it's but like using the N word and stuff like that. Now that's just being hateful. And so I think the political correctness is just going too far.
Yeah.
And I agree with Steinfeld and Chris Rock.
Okay, so we'll never see you on a college campus.
No, you might, just because I don't care.
You don't care.
But I do hate listening to college kids get a bit higher and high and mighty and everything. I'm like, nah, man, you're 17. You're 17 years old. You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just happy you guys are going out and vote. That's all I'm happy.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take our final break. We'll come back and wrap things up with Eric Grady. He's performing at Vasani's. Don't forget to get your tickets tonight to 941-629-9191 or log on to Vasani.net.
Sharp.
Welcome back to the Larry Timko Show on 1070 NBC Sports, Charlotte County Sports Authority, broadcasting live from our Howard's Pool World Studios. They did an event pool service. They perfected it. Eric Grady in studio with me, performing with John Carfee tonight, 8 o'clock. For tickets, just log on to Vasani.net or call 941-629-9191. And definitely log on to the world's tallest comedian.com for some really funny videos and stuff.
And if you can't remember it, just Google who's the world's tallest comedian. You're going to get me.
Really? It does pop up Google number one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There are pictures of me without the beard, and without the beard, my face looked like a chicken cutlet or maybe a lesbian without it. So, which, don't get me wrong, I love chicken and lesbians, but I just not the look I was going for, so I grew the beard.
Yeah, no problem.
But some of those pictures, they really.
I grew my beard out because I get proofed for lighters, lottery tickets. I look like I'm 12 without a beard. And at least with this, I have some gray hair coming through. So, okay, I look my age a little bit.
You know what? There's pictures of me. I show people pictures. I just started growing this beard like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I show people pictures of me from a year and 7 months ago. And they go, wow, how long ago was that? And I go, it's like just last year. No.
And then I'd be like, when did you start comedy? Just last year. It's like being a president, man. It ages you.
Yeah. No, it's the beard. All the white came in the beard. And okay, if I'm being honest, I was coloring the hair before that too. All right, but I've let it go. I've let it go more natural now, and I'm showing my age. And even still, I don't. People don't think I'm 51, but I am.
I haven't used that beard trim or the beard coloring yet.
Oh, it's wonderful stuff. I love it. But my hair guy my hair guy who does my hair, he's like, don't do anything to it. I'm going to do something cool to it later.
Yeah.
Just don't mess with it now. I'm like, all right.
But he won't tell you what.
No,
right?
well, I don't want to know. I just,
He's
look.
going to bring back the Lou Albano look with the rubber bands.
Yeah, no, I have good hair, I feel like. And not today because that shampoo from the hotel is not real great. But
it's the salt water. It's the salt in the air, right? Well, wait, can't use
I
that.
live in Myrtle
you
Beach.
live in Myrtle Beach. I can't use that. You're right. No excuse.
So, I have good hair and everything. And so my friend, who's a hairstylist, I'm like, just do what you want. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna say anything. And I like the experimentation that he does. I get a kick out of it.
Okay.
I don't care. I trust it because it'll grow back, I feel like.
Nice. Where do you go from here after tonight?
I'm actually going back home for a few days, and then I'm going to Boca.
Okay.
Boca.
So you go and check on the businesses, make sure everyone's caricaturing correctly, and and then back to Boca on the road.
That's right. Yep.
Nice.
That's right.
You got to like that. You don't do the cruise ships or anything like that, do you?
No.
Okay, just wondering because it seems like you're based on the water, so it seems like you're always.
It
on
does
the
seem
beach.
like that. Just because I'm in Florida, you suddenly think I'm based on the water. Yeah, and I live in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
But no, I don't really do the what you call them, cruises.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right.
I like to travel in this country a lot.
Yeah.
And all that. I mean, I've lived in L.A. and New York, and I'm actually going back to New York in September for 2 months.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, for like work?
Some acting classes and some improv. I'm learning improv, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Up at the Upright Citizens Brigade up there. And then I'm doing, I'll be just kind of doing shows while I'm up there too.
Well, see, I love, I'm a big Office fan. I love The Office.
Yeah, me too.
And I know a lot of that's unscripted. You know what I mean? They just make some of that stuff up on the fly, and I love that stuff. And I guess Seinfeld was a lot of impromptu and unscripted. And Curb Your Enthusiasm, I heard they don't even write a script for that show.
I think that's probably just the outline.
Yeah, they give you basically, this is what we're going to do. Let's roll with it. Mm-hmm. You know, I was like, how cool is that? You know, it must be great to get a writer credit for that show.
Right. They were doing, what's that show? Eastbound and Down?
Yeah.
They were filming a lot of those in Myrtle
Danny
Beach.
McBride.
Yeah, filming those in Myrtle Beach. And one night when I was working out there, they had people, they were filming in the park, and I didn't know they were filming. I'm like, why isn't the park closing? It's almost 3 a.m. and they're going, oh, they're filming a show. You mean I've been sitting out here for 3 extra hours? Anyway, so short story long. I close and watch them do what they do, and whether they had like an outline, and Danny McBride would say something, and then the director or whoever, or the writer or whatever he was, would yell out, blah, 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 blah. And Danny McBride would go, blah, 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 blah. You know, and he just kind of say whatever that guy said, and then go, okay, try this. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. That's how they do it.
Wow.
So they were just kind of writing on the fly.
Just
and
feed me lines.
Yeah, just feeding them lines, and he was doing it.
That's so cool.
And I was like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Then I heard they might be bringing The Office back like next year, but a different version of it, I guess. A new cast of characters, I guess. I don't know. But then I also heard they're bringing Roseanne back without Roseanne. What's the point of that?
Well, I heard they're bringing Magnum P.I. back.
Really? With Tom Selleck?
No.
Oh, bummer.
No. And Higgins is a woman, and his friends are still their friends, and the guy looks nothing like, there's no Magnum P.I. Or there's no Tom Selleck, there's no mustache. There's no Higgins with a mustache. I mean, she might have a little mustache.
It's like that Hawaii Five-0 show. It looks nothing like Hawaii Five-0. Like, no. I was like, okay, no, this isn't going to work for me. But I liked when they did Battlestar Galactica, though. The new Battlestar was incredible. I loved it.
I think they're running out of ideas, or they're not listening to the people with ideas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, how many movies do you have that are reinvented? You know, every movie now is a form of classic of some from the 50s.
Right.
You know, and if they can't do that, then they're really stretching. Like when they brought the A-Team out, remember?
Right, yeah.
We made a movie out of the A-Team.
The A-Team was actually pretty funny. I like that show. That was a pretty good movie.
The Baywatch movie was stupid.
I didn't see it. It's on my Netflix.
And the Starsky and Hutch one I wasn't impressed with.
That was funny, though.
Yeah.
When he started singing...
Yeah.
The
Chips movie. The Chips movie was nothing like Chips.
Yeah.
You know? And there was a 10-minute. I can't say it on the air. I'll tell you about that off air. But I was like, "This is Chips, really?"
Chicken.
I could not. I can't bring my kid to see Chips. Let's just put it that way. Definitely should have got an R rating.
Yeah.
Yeah. For just this one scene, I'm like, "Oh my god,
really?
I can't let my kids see this."
Right. I agree.
But it's weird. It's just weird to me. But you're right. They're running out of ideas.
I think that there's a lot of people with ideas. They're just not showing. They're not listening to them.
Yeah. Well, no. The creative people are going to smaller networks because they know they won't get. They won't get critiqued by the big suit and ties.
You think?
You got to change this, you got to change that. I heard Comedy Central can get away with everything.
Starting to sound like Alex Jones over here.
Yeah, exactly. But if you go work for like Paramount or whatever, it's like all your creative ideas are getting squashed. From what I hear.
Right. And don't get me wrong, I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
How many do they need? Really? Seriously.
Right?
How many more do we need?
I said that about Fast and Furious, and people ridiculed me, came at me. How can you say that?
I was never a fan of Fast and Furious, but whatever.
Yeah, me neither.
And people didn't like Han.
Yeah.
The Solo movie.
The Solo movie.